Hey, Cory.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Check what out? Open your eye first.
It is open.
I mean, it's open. Open your eye.
It's open.
It's all black. What's wrong with your eye?
I got my eye tattoo.
Why the hell would you do that?
Doesn't it look cool?
Oh, man. It's all black.
Yeah. It's
Can you
all
even
black.
see?
Oh, yeah. I can see perfectly, kind of. I'm getting the other one done, too.
No, don't get your other...
both
No,
done.
don't get the other one
Yeah.
done. Wait until this episode, because what would happen if you tattoo your eye? Is it noon?
Oh, it's noon.
Hi, this is Jennifer, and this is Josh. Thanks for staying up till noon. Bzz.
Thank you for that intro. Thanks for staying up till noon. My name is One-Eyed Rye.
My name is
One-Eyed
Cory.
Rye, right?
Hey.
Look at my eye.
Your eye is better.
Yeah, my eye's
it's
better.
Fixed.
Yeah. I just took off the tattoo.
Fool, you took it off.
Yeah, I
hey,
took it
you
off.
had a removable tattoo.
Removable
hey, you had
eye
a fake
tattoo.
tattoo. Hey, you didn't have a real tattoo. You had a stick-on tattoo for your
Stick-on
eye.
tattoo.
Hey,
Tape.
we should actually create that.
Stick-on tattoo eye. Is it, I mean, an eye patch?
That's right. Hey, eye patch without the cord. It's a cordless eye patch.
Cordless eye
wireless eye patch.
Wi-Fi.
The eye patch. Get it? Get it?
The eye patch. Hey, Apple.
Apple eye patch.
We patented that.
Right?
Eye patch.
Anyways, guys, this is Friday. You're gonna find
Friday.
out why the hell we were doing that. But hey, it's our Fridays and it's our 2 segments. I always do that. It's 4. It's actually only 2.
2 segments.
Hey, our first one is our Friday facts.
Hey, I didn't know that. Facts for this afternoon. I didn't know that. Facts for this afternoon.
That's right. Friday facts. Let's get right into it. We got lots of information in this episode, and you're going to see some stuff that might make you a little squeamish, but hey, we're going to show it anyway.
Yeah, we don't care.
But let's start with the facts here, Friday facts. And we're going to stick with the theme of the episode, which is tattooing. I mean, this isn't the eye, but it's close. According to a survey, more women than men in the U.S. have tattoos. I didn't know that. When it comes to getting inked, 59% of women have tattoos compared to 41% of men. What's more is that 40% of women made their tattoo experience a shared one,
Oh, wow.
often getting inked with friends and loved ones. Apparently, women use the bring a buddy approach to tattoo parlors just like they do with public bathrooms, right?
Wow.
Good for you, women.
Good for you. Did you guys know that urine was used sometimes to mix with the color of tattoos? Yikes. Mixed with coal dust, urine was used in some cultures for tattooing. You have to wonder, like, who thought of this combination?
Yeah, exactly. And
Not to mention how and why. Like, hey, let's pee in this coal
Yeah,
and then
like,
tattoo you.
hey, look, you peed in the coal dust, Ryan.
Hey, tattoo it in my eye.
Yeah,
Damn
let's
straight.
get a sharp object and scratch it in your skin.
You know
that
what? I think
piss coal. Jeez,
coal,
who-
yeah.
Who, man?
You know what? I think the reason why they probably did it was because urine is pretty sterile. So maybe they're like, it cuts you and the urine heals you.
And I guess it was also like the pigment, like this. I don't
Yeah,
know. That's
maybe.
crazy, but anyway. Last fact for this Friday is your skin is pierced 50 to 3,000 times per minute by the tattoo machine
Wow.
when you get in a tattoo.
Man, that's crazy.
Doesn't work the same on your eye, but still.
No. Not fun, right?
Anyway,
Or is it?
guys, impress your boss with those facts.
Impress
But
him.
main part of the episode. Here we go.
What would? Hey everybody, what would?
Alrighty. Let's get into it. What would happen if you tattooed your eye? What would happen?
That's right. What would happen if
I want to
tattoo
thank
your eye?
Huffington Post for this great information.
Yeah, very cool.
Take it away here. Eyeball tattoos, technically ink injections into the sclera, or whites of the eyes, you know, the white part of your eyes, tattoo it, are a relatively new extreme body modification.
Extreme is right. My
Extreme
God.
indeed, yeah. Because the look is striking and irreversible, the long-term effects on vision are unknown. And like, oh my God.
Yeah, and there's pick number 1. That's not Photoshop. That's they've inked his eye.
Beautiful yellow eye you got there.
and- yeah.
Did you pee tattoo your eye? Oh!
Crazy.
Pee tattoo eye.
You know, I'm all for I'm all for anything. Like, do what you want, but man, you're with your eyesight here.
Yeah.
Like, you're putting a needle and injecting a dye into it. It's crazy. We're gonna get a little more into it here.
Bananas.
Here's a little history of eye tattooing. it's been around for a long time. Not for aesthetic. Well, it's been for aesthetic, but not for someone who can actually see and wants to
Yeah.
inject dye into the eye. The leading reason for eyeball tattooing is to alter the appearance of the eye cosmetically, obviously. But usually the need for this alteration stems from some kind of corneal opacities, like if you have glaucoma, eye diseases and stuff, where your actual cornea, your cornea goes clear and it goes fuzzy, and people have trouble looking at you. It can because they can't, like, there's no focal point, eh?
Yeah.
So some people opt, because their eyes are already dead, they opt to get like tattooed on the cornea.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I mean, but most physicians obviously agree that the procedure should only be performed on patients who have lost their vision or don't
Yeah.
expect to ever recover it.
And not to mention, not to mistake this with modern day eye tattooing, which we'll get into. Corneal tattooing is tattooing on the cornea.
Yeah, I like exactly.
Which is the front of the eye, like the little thingy you see out of, right? Someone that has eye disease or has already lost vision would have done, for appearance only. Like, they have nothing to lose at this point. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody who has really bad glaucoma or is even losing vision in their eye. It's white, it's clear,
Yeah,
it's
my
smoky.
dad, dad is completely blind, and
Yeah.
it's just fogged right out.
So, like, if you can dye that black, it doesn't look weird anymore.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it doesn't, it won't frighten your grandchildren or whatever,
And they've been doing this from like ancient practice. Like Galen of Pergamum, a Roman physician. I mean, can you imagine a physician back then? And he was a philosopher. Good for him.
Ha!
He first described corneal tattooing in 150 A.D.
Jeez.
And the same procedure was later described by Aetius in 450 A.D. as an attempt to mask the leucomatous opacities of the eye. Like, so even back then they were
Trying to do something
worried
about
about
it.
their appearance in their
Yeah.
eyes, which is crazy. You can only imagine the methods that they use
No
and the
kidding.
pain that
Man,
they must have.
that would have sucked.
Yeah.
After Galen's reference to corneal tattoo in the 2nd century, the practice is not mentioned until 1869. So it took like a
long time, yeah.
1700
Maybe because
years. It was stupid.
Stupid,
It was
like-
not smart to do. When oculoplastic surgeon Louis von Wecker introduced a new method, of course, that's when it got, started getting its sights back on it. No pun intended. De Wecker, as he was also known, was the first to use black India ink to tattoo a glaucoma of the eye. He applied cocaine to the eye as a topical anesthetic, coated the cornea with a thick solution of ink, and inserted pigment into the corneal tissue with grooved needles.
Jeez.
His method was influenced all subsequent methods, of course.
Yeah.
Which is like, man, that's just crazy to think about. So I just I'm here, want some cocaine in your eye, like, yes. And then we're gonna poke it.
Exactly. So now modern day, we're like, yeah, that's good that he did that. Now we can study that.
Yeah.
Putting a groove needle in the eye and inserting ink. Like, I don't get it, but anyway. So modern day eyeball tattooing. So I want to get this straight again, guys. We're talking about tattooing someone with healthy vision with a needle.
Yeah.
The process is called, I can never say this right, sclera or
Sclera, I'm pretty sure it's sclera.
sclera tattooing, or again the tattooing of the sclera, which is the white part of the human eye, as Ryan mentioned. Here's another picture. I mean,
That doesn't look too bad, though.
no, it is cool. Like, I don't think that it's not visually pleasing, but just how the process works. But
It's
that-
really confusing, too. Like, she has green eyes, but does she have
no
blue
kidding,
eyes now?
eh?
Or?
It is very amazing.
Yikes. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Pretty cool, though.
But about 6 years ago in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Good for you,
Woo!
Canada.
Canada.
The late Shannon Larrett. Look him up. Lots of information about him. And Howie, or better known as Luna Cobra, he's still around. He's one of the best ones in the world, apparently, to actually do this procedure. And those two pioneered the eyeball tattooing procedure through trial and error. I love that. Through trial and error.
Lots of trial,
Yeah,
lots of error.
lots of error. And with the help of two people, Paul Mowry and the late Josh Wren.
Probably died.
Since then there's only been a small number of artists internationally that have began practicing this experimental body modification procedure. And we'll throw another picture up there. See, it's
Like, that doesn't... It matches his hair.
yeah.
Good job. Your hair matches your eyes now, weirdo. Technically, it isn't even tattooing procedure, rather an injection based.
Yeah.
Due to this fact, the ability to draw images is very limited, if not next to impossible. Colors can be mixed, separated, and or spread apart over the sclera for different effects, but not much beyond that can be achieved at this point.
Yeah, so
my
look at that.
God.
There you go. That's a good
Hey,
one.
how's that look, guys?
So just
Guys want to do
three
that? You guys want to do that?
So exactly like they said, there's no like
wanna look
you
at that
can't
more.
you can't
Get it away.
you can't draw yet.
Yeah.
It's basically just injecting this.
Jeez.
So what are the risks and effects? Nothing. It's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about
So
it.
do it.
Tattoo your eye, you'll be fine.
There's,
See better.
there's obviously a substantial number of known short-term risks associated with injecting too much ink,
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense.
including prolonged headaches,
Oh.
sensitivity to light,
Okay.
and staining of surrounding tissue due to the ink migration.
Well, I mean, that's what tattooing is. It's staining.
Yeah.
Staining of the eyeball may happen when you tattoo it.
So anybody who's watching this who's like legitimately wants to get this done,
Yeah.
obviously to minimize the risks, be sure to seek out an artist that has as much experience as possible in the field. The more the better. If you wear prescribed contact lenses or have existing eye conditions, your risks will increase drastically, and you should probably go see like a real doctor before you do anything like this.
Man, that is...
Look at that, eh?
That's pretty cool.
It is really cool though.
Like, it is, like, it's... Like, but... You,
How does the ink not go into the cornea? Like I know
I mean,
it's
there's
all
so many things
separated,
going
but-
in my head right now. Like, he can't... Like, how... You can't even, like, really go and get a job with this. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you can get a job, but, I mean, like, talking about, like, an office or a professional business kind of type
Yeah.
job, it'd be kind of weird. I guess if you're tattooing your eye, you probably already have tattoos all over your body.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just going to get a tattoo of your eye and that's it.
That's a huge life decision.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
And-
getting a tattoo, like, on your face, basically.
Yeah, and probably getting really pricey and
Yeah,
and
probably
risky.
expensive. The type of ink used is also very important, as individuals may have varying sensitivities or allergies to different materials that make up the ink. In respect to that fact, cautious spot testing before diving
Spot
head
testing.
first
Like
is definitely recommended.
We're cleaning a carpet with like a certain
Bleach.
solution.
UV reactive inks and red inks are more likely to inspire complications for a substantial number of individuals. The bottom line is that there is an experimental procedure, and we don't know how long the term risks are, of course. Don't do it unless you're willing to take a risk of complications over time, or the worst case scenario, blindness, or even complete loss of your eye or eyeballs.
See another one.
Oh boy! See that?
That's pretty cool.
She's
too.
obviously like a cosplayer or something. She looks like she's like dressed as Storm based on her like white hair and purple eyes. She's an X-Men now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
So, if this is something that you would ever consider doing, you must consult with an open-minded ophthalmologist, because most of them are going to tell you like
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Like they're not even going to tell you like to even think about it.
Yeah.
But so we'll go to see an open-minded one to verify that you do not have any existing or concern-worthy hereditary eye conditions that may be adversely affected by this procedure. Beyond that, seek an artist, like we said, who can prove experience and due diligence. Don't go in it without doing your homework first.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's
Jeez.
the coolest one.
That's crazy.
It is amazing. Like
That's like
obviously like that's like as much black ink as you can shove in your eye.
Yeah.
But like
Wow.
man, like
That's
I've always been
creepy.
intrigued by the alien eye effect.
Yeah.
But like you would have a really hard time in social situations. Like
Being that without people
Eyes-
being creeped out.
eyes are the main focal point.
Yeah.
And it would be really hard to see who she's looking at, and
Yeah, exactly.
but it is really cool though.
Yeah.
So what would happen, guys? Obviously, you can go blind.
Basically,
You can go
yeah,
blind,
you can go
or
blind.
your eyes would be colored. I mean, like it's a pretty obvious what would, but I mean, don't do it unless you might go blind. Like,
Yeah.
or be very sure what you're about to partake in, as long as be very sure about what you are going to partake in, as there is no long-term studies.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of pictures people
Yeah.
have these kind of.
So before we go into the end here, just we'll throw a few more pics here. Like, look at some of that, eh?
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
pretty crazy.
cool. The last ones we have here are mainly black. Apparently, black. When I was researching it, black is really popular.
Which makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
that just seems to be like what a lot of people would want. But you know what's also crazy? I was gonna say something. I totally lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something about. I don't remember. Maybe I'll remember it when we do the spoonful at noon for the outro. But I was gonna say something and I forgot. So, ha. See, it's not all scripted, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. All right, guys, I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say tattooing your eye with glow-in-the-dark, because some people tattoo glow-in-the-dark on their skin to make that like glow-in-the-dark tattoos. Imagine doing that to your eye.
Yeah, let's add another risk factor to an already new procedure.
Yeah, a new procedure with like toxic tattooing.
Toxic goo. That'd be so cool.
Glow-in-the-dark eyes, though. It'd be pretty sweet. So, yes, let us know down below what you think of this episode.
That's right, guys. Subscribe, share, #UTN, website, access to our social media. Get going, guys.
Yeah, that'd be great. Final spoonful at noonful for you guys. Resource theoregonlife.com. Thank you for that. Gang member goes blind after deciding to tattoo his own eye.
Oh.
And you guys didn't think we weren't going to mention something terrible? Like, it's pretty crazy procedure. We mostly highlighted the good stuff. This is the bad. So, let's say I have a good idea, right? I'm go to the mirror, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I could use some color in my eyes. Let's tattoo it myself.
Yeah, good job.
Well, that's exactly what LA gang
wrong?
member Florencio Cucucho Gonzalez did, who is part of the infamous MS-13 gang. And to celebrate for the little man's 17th birthday, he is now blind. Jeez. Recently, this upstanding citizen was captured on video camera fleeing from a convenience store after he just robbed the place. His buddies ratted him out to the officers, hoping they'd fix his eyes in exchange for information. Good job, buddies.
Yep, and Officer Juan Simmons was shocked when Gonzalez was cooperating so much with them. He just basically came down to the station and admitted his guilt. He just started crying, and he told the police that he would tell them anything as long as they would bring back his vision or get rid of the pain. They reassured him they would do the best that they could, and they called an ambulance, and because his eyes was bleeding and swollen, and they thought it was going to pop out of his eye socket.
Jeez.
And he was obviously super shaken. In exchange for the police helping him, at least with his eye pain, because he's blind.
Yeah.
He snitched on all his old buddies. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah,
Good for
you guys, they both snitched on each other.
Yeah.
That's good. And if you guys, we're going to show you a picture of this guy's mugshot, I guess, in his eyes. So if you don't want to be grossed out and stuff, look away now.
Yum.
Here it
Look at
comes.
Good job, buddy. You can clearly see the ink, under in his eye socket, like running in his skin. It's super swollen.
The thing is when you actually look at his eye, it's clearly really big. Like his actual like the actual iris in the eye, it's so much bigger than it's super inflamed. Yeah. Jeez. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for staying up till noon. Get your eye tattooed, guys.
Maybe not.